Hi again, happy morning to all. And today I'm going to deal with the chapter speech, direct and indirect speech. So I think it is little bit difficult to understand. Don't worry, it's very simple and it's very simple. And don't worry about that. I'm going to make you make you clear in a very simple way. So if you just concentrate for a few minutes, I'm sure that you will be very clear in direct and indirect speech also. So this is Sham, and I'm here before you once again to make your grammar easier. So dear students, so there are two types of sentences, direct and indirect. Two types of speech, direct and indirect. So direct speech means a person is talking someone else directly, and indirect means someone is just witnessing that and reporting it to some other place. So that is termed it as indirect speech. So there are some rules that that in direct speech the sentence may be in any tense, but when you go for the indirect speech, that tense will be changed into past tense. But one small difference, so first of all, we should know how many types of sentences are there. Assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. So there are four types of sentences, dear students. Among these four types of sentences, only assertive sentences carries a little change. Means in some sentences of assertive format, we cannot change the tense. We cannot change the tense in assertive sentences in some occasions. So that we are going to. So first of all, we are going to make it clear what are the assertive sentences. See, assertive sentences. Assertive sentences can be a universal truth, or it can be a proverbs, or some statement said by some leader and so on, or a teacher, she's making some statements in the class. But when the question comes, there are certain rules that we have to concentrate on the question. For example, see the first one. He said, the earth revolves around the sun. So here, in this direct speech, what the sentence is told, the earth revolves around the sun. What type of sentence is this? This is an assertive type of sentence, but the words that tells us that it is a universal truth. Means the earth is revolving around the sun, or if we say some other that universal truth means the moon revolves around the earth. So these are the nature and the universal thing that is unique, and we cannot make any change in that. So these types of sentences, we cannot change the tense. For example, I cannot tell he said that the earth revolved around the sun. No, the sentence is wrong. When I go to the indirect speech, only I have to change the word said. He told that in the place of inverted commas, I'm writing the word that. And in the place of said, I'm writing told. He told that the earth revolves around the sun. So one more important thing, in the direct speech, there will be inverted commas, but when we go for the indirect speech, we cannot frame any inverted commas. Without inverted commas, we have to do the indirect speech. So this also you have to keep in your mind. And now come to the next type sentence, the same assertive. See here, I have written the word says. So says, since says is written there, I cannot change the tense. So these are the two things that we have to keep in these assertive types of sentences. So the first thing, if the sentence is in universal truth, we cannot change the tense. If it is a probably sentence, we cannot change the tense. Or else if it is a scientific truth, we cannot change the tense. Or if the word, if the sentence consists, the word says, also I cannot change the tense. In these three occasions, I cannot change the tense of the sentence in assertive types. Okay, so now what is the answer for this? It says that she is eating. So in the place of inverted commas, I have written that. And I have written the same thing what is given in the question. He says, and I have only brought in that. He says that she is eating. I have not changed. I have not changed the tense. Suppose in the question, He said she is eating. He said she is eating. Now, what might be the answer? So, only three things, dear students, in the assertive types of sentences. If it is a universal truth or a scientific truth, or if it is a proverb-related sentence, or if the sentence consists says, we cannot change the tense in assertive times. And when the question is said, I can change the tense. So this is the type of assertive. And when we come for the imperative, okay, now dear students, and now I have written an example for the imperative sentence. The imperative sentence, which can which tells you that it can be an advice from a doctor, or a command from a soldier, or a command from a commander, or an order from a teacher, or an order from a policeman, or a higher official, and so on, or the request from a student, or request from your friend, or request from your parents, or sometimes you may request your teacher. So imperative sentences can be an advice, can be a command, or an order, or it can be a request, or maybe some suggestions. So these all type of sentences can be termed as imperative sentences. So the thing that we have to keep in mind for these imperative sentences are, in the place of said to, in the place of, as we saw in assertive sentences, in the place of said to, we used told. And in the place of inverted commas, we used the connective word that. But here, in this type of sentences, in the place of said to, we have to finalize the sentence whether it is an advice or a request or a command or a suggestion. So according to that, we have to insert the word in the place of said to. See the first sentence, he said to him, give me your book. So it seems like to be an order, or it can be a request, maybe a request or an order. So the both the type we can use it, but we cannot tell it is an advice. So it can be an order, or it can be a command, or it can be a request. So anything we can write. He ordered him to give him his book. The sentence is correct. He requested him to give his book. But if it in the question, if there is one more word, that is, he said to him, please give me your book. If the question is so, then it is very simple and easy to find out the answer. We can straight away we can write he requested him to give him his book. So if you see the word please in the direct speech, straight away you can write in an answer, in your answer, that it is a request. He requested him to give him his book. We no need to write command, or we no need to write suggest, or we no need to write order, and so on. Straight away we can write request. See, now let us see how a doctor is advising a patient. So in the first sentence, in the place of inverted commas, I used the connective word to. But here I am using the connective word not to. Why? Because is in the question there is an advising word used by the doctor, don't. If the imperative sentence carries the word don't, While converting it into indirect speech, we have to write the word not to smoke. So doctor normally used to advise the patients. So it's given very clearly that the doctor advised him not to smoke. And one more important thing, dear students, in direct and indirect speech, most of the students, they get confused in changing the pronouns. That is very important in this, and in a very easier way. I'm going to teach you now how to interchange the pronouns and how can we check whether I have written the answer in a correct format or not. That I'm going to explain it to you now. Yes, now here I have written a very good example for the imperative sentences in learning how to change the pronouns in direct and indirect speech. Okay, students, let me read the sentence first. He said to him, please give me your book. And I have given the answer. He requested him to give him his book. So let me explain you how can we check this. See the rule number one. Outside the inverted commas, if both the person, here what are the persons, see, he and him, both the persons are in third person, I think you are very clear about person. See, the first person means always your hand will go like this: I, me, my, we, us, ours. And if it is second person, you, yours. And if it is third person, he, she, it, they, them, their, themselves. These are the third person. So first person, second person, and third person. So first person singular, I, me, my, mine, and the plural, we, us, ours. Like this, you should be very clear of this learning pronouns. So there are three persons. First person, second person, and third person. So I am now telling you the sentence outside he and him. So he and him means he, him. Both are third person. So if outside the inverted commas, if they are third person, there is no first person. I make you clear that there is no chance of coming first person inside the bracket in the answer when you convert it into indirect speech. In the question, there may be first person, second person, third person, whatever may be. But when you go for the indirect speech, there won't be any first person or second person. All will be in third person. See in the question, outside the inverted comma, if both the person or third person, when you come for the indirect speech, all the person here you write will be in third person. No first person and no second person. See, check the answer. He said to him, please give me your book. This your is changed to give him. Who is this him? This him is he. Is it clear? To give him. He said to him to give him his book. That is the answer. So I'm just making a small change in this sentence. See. He said to them. So them is also plural. I mean the third person plural. He said to them. Then let us see what is changing inside. He requested them to give him. This there will be changed into, so this his will be changed into there. So this is the small change happened here. Now again I am making a small change in the sentence. He said to me. Now you should be very clear in listening to this. He said to me. In the beginning, I told you that outside the inverted commas, if both the persons are in third person singular or plural, there won't be any change when you go for the indirect for the first person or second person. All the pronouns will be in third person. But now see here, outside the inverted commas, there is a first. He said to me, please give me your book. So here, I am listening to him. He is talking to me, and I am coming and telling to someone. He said to me that. He said to me to, not that. That means assertive sentence. He said to. He requested me. He requested me to give him my book. This is the small change. This is the small change. This is the clear understanding of changing pronouns in direct and indirect speech. This not only comes in imperative sentences, but this will come in assertive also and interrogative also, and at the same time exclamation also. In all the direct and indirect speech, don't get confusion in changing the pronouns. This is the easiest way to understand and the shortcut. If outside the inverted commas, if there is no first person, while you are turning it into indirect speech, there is no chance for the first person or second person. If outside the inverted commas, if you see any first person, I make you sure that there is a possibility of first person in the answer also. So before that, you should be very clear what is first person, what is second person, and what is third person. First person, once again, I am telling you, I, me, my, mine, us, our, we. These are the first person singular and plural. And second person means you, your. And third person means he, she, it, they, them, their, themselves, himself, their self, all these things. All these things are third person singular and plural. If you are clear in these persons, you can do well in this area, or else I'm sure it will be very difficult for you, and that will be taught you. I think so. You might have learned those things in your second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and first grade. In all these grades, you might have come across that. So there is no change. So there is no use of teaching that to you now. So you should be very clear in that, so that very easily you can do this direct and indirect speech, the imperative types of sentences. And next, let me go to the interrogative type. Yes, now here I have given you the interrogative types of sentences, and in these types of sentences, dear students, listen very carefully. There are two types of sentences. There are two types. Means one type of interrogative sentences are termed as yes or no type questions. Another one type is termed as WH questions. So, what are yes or no type questions? Yes or no type questions are which will begin using the auxiliary verb. Using auxiliary verb. What are the auxiliary verbs? I might have taught you in active passive class. The usages of auxiliary verbs. Without auxiliary verbs, grammar is very difficult to learn. So once again, I shall make you remind. Auxiliary verbs are am, is, are, was, were, has, have, does, do, did, can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. These are the auxiliary verbs. If you frame a question using these auxiliary verbs, the answer will be yes or no. Are you going? Yes, I am going. Can you write? Yes, I can write. Will you go to temple? Yes, I will go to temple. Are they coming? Yes, they are coming. Will you eat today evening? Yes, I will eat today evening. So could you please give me your pen? Yes, I can give you I shall give you my pen. So using the auxiliary verbs, if you frame any questions, the answer will be yes or no. Hence, these types of sentences, interrogative sentences, are known as yes or no type questions. And now WH questions. WH questions are the questions that is framed using the WH word. What, when, where, whose, how, why. All the words will begin with W or H. WH questions. So for these two types of questions, we have to follow certain rules. So in the first assertive sentences, in the place of said to, we used told. And in the imperative sentences, in the place of said to, we used advised, suggested, requested, ordered, commanded, so on. But now here in this, what is the interrogative sentences, in the place of said to, we have to write asked. If it is an interrogative sentence, I have to write asked. And in the place of inverted commas, when I go for the indirect speech, I have to remove those inverted commas and I have to identify whether the question is yes or no type question or WH question. See the first type. Is he writing? So that sentence is yes or no type questions. So in the place of inverted commas, I have to use the connective word if or whether. I can use if or whether. Either I have to use if, in other case I can use whether. Any one you can use. Both the if you use whether is also correct, and if you use if is also correct. So shall I tell using the word whether? He asked him whether he was writing. The answer is correct, no problem. The connective word is if or whether. But now come to the next sentence. He said to him, what are you doing? Now see the indirect speech. He asked him. In the place of said to, I have used asked him what he was doing. So I have changed the tense into past tense in both the sentences. So the first thing I have to check, after completing the writing, I have to check whether I have removed the inverted commas or not, and in the place of said to, whether I have used asked or not, and identifying whether it is an yes or no type question or WH question. I have inserted the connective words properly or not. But see, for the WH question, what is the connective word? The same WH word is the connective word. Here, yes or no type question, the connective word in the place of inverted commas, if or whether. And for the WH question, in the place of inverted commas, that same WH question is the connective word. Okay. Then, only in these interrogative types of sentences, one important rule is there. After completion of the answer, we have to check the subject and verb. So this will come in cross. So the subject will go to the other place and the verb will come to the other place. That is very important rule that we have to follow in this interrogative types of sentences. So students, we have completed assertive, imperative and interrogative, and the one thing remaining, that is our assertive exclamatory sentences, that I will upload it on my next video. So please subscribe and support us. This is Shyam, and I'm here for you to make your English easier. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.